Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, addressing the parliament late last week, said the country's foreign debt has fallen dramatically from $23 billion to $4.5 billion in just 6 years. Annual revenue, which once stood at around $3 billion, is now projected to reach $17 billion, while inflation has been brought down to 11.7%, its lowest level in years.
By every measure, the speed at which Ethiopia's economic reform has repaired the imbalances and the result it has achieved can be considered remarkable. This is tangible growth that can be seen and proven. Unlike in previous times, it is not only numerical. Anyone with good senses can recognize Ethiopia's current economic growth just by looking around the city.
For small business owners like Saifa Gabriel, a mattress retailer in the capital Addis Ababa, however, the gains of the reforms have not yet translated into notable benefits.
There was a time when, due to the shortage of foreign currency, supply was limited. Now, although the supply is sufficient, prices remain high because of the increased forex rates. When exchange rates go up, importers raise their prices, and we have no choice but to do the same.
Higher rental and transportation costs for traders like Saifa add to the prices of commodities, which in turn limits consumers' purchasing power. While inflation may be slowing down to 11.7%, as Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed stated, at Shola Market, one of the largest in Addis Ababa, prices, especially for food items, remain very high. Analysts caution that a drop in the inflation rate does not necessarily mean prices are falling.
When we say the inflation is declining by 11.7% in October, that is year-to-year growth, it doesn't mean that there is an absolute decline in inflation. Rather than this shows that there is a decline in the acceleration of inflation. Still, the food inflation is high in absolute term or in absolute value. But when we see in comparison to the previous period, to the previous year's acceleration rate, still the inflation is relatively stable in comparison to previous periods.
Despite this, the slowing inflation, analysts say, is a good sign of macroeconomic stability.
When the inflation is managed, it means that the purchasing power of the citizens, the population increases. It means that the investment might improve, because when there is inflation, it consumes the savings. So when inflation is managed, the investment increases, the purchasing power of the citizens also improves. So overall, the economy starts to improve.
For ordinary Ethiopians, the journey to fully benefiting from these reforms is far from over. Still, the slowing inflation hints at a step toward greater economic stability. Beka Toma for CGTN, Addis Ababa.